Hey there, friends in the neighborhood, Yinzers. WAP bringing you another episode of Yinzology, the study of everything Pittsburgh. But I got to share with you something really special in chapter 5, and that is a Yinzer love story. Yins are going to love this love story. Listen to this. Steve's life had become further complicated. Happily, that is, by a chance, meeting Nancy McCormick, the Altoona area high school. Now, Steve was working in the Pleasant Valley Boulevard store one evening in 1968 when Nancy stopped in to buy a pickle. That's right, a pickle. As Steve recalls, we had this barrel of pickles. We sold a lot of them. One Friday night, Nancy came in. I think we may have run into each other in high school. She was 2 years behind me, but I didn't really know her. Steve asked her out on the spot. At that time, Nancy worked at Bell Telephone in Altoona, and she remembers the evening like it was yesterday. The night she recalls, the girls and I were out riding around in one of our cars, trying to find the boys, probably. You know how it was back then. No, Nancy, I don't. But when we went into Sheetz store and Steve was working, I went in to buy a dill pickle. Yeah. Steve was funny, she remembers, and he was really nice. But mostly he was very funny. See, Yinzer guys, it's the funny guys, right? You think it's the bad boys or the good-looking boys. You just got to be funny, all right? Within a year, the couple married, with Steve later joking that Nancy came in for a pickle but got me instead. But Nancy tells it differently. That's not true. I didn't even get the dill pickle. Well, Nancy, you got pickle, all right. It's not a dill pickle. If that ain't a Yinzer love story, I don't know what is. That's beautiful. Beautiful. When the blue laws went away, the sales at the Sheetz store started to drop. So he went to these conventions, these National Association conventions, and he's looking at 7-Eleven, and he's looking at like, we got to change it up here. We got to change with the times. And he's thinking self-serve gasoline. And as fate would have it, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania approved self-service gasoline sales in December of 1971. So the stars aligned where he could start selling gasoline. And this was a landmark moment in the history of the company. Altoona was no stranger to milestones in the petroleum industry. And the surrounding gas companies, you can imagine, they did not like this concept. And once they went out on their own, the other gas station operators would tell their customers anytime they had automotive problems. So where are you buying your gas? It'd be like, Sheetz. Oh, you're buying, and they would say the S word. You're buying crap gas. That's what's ruining your cars. And they would lie to their customers because they were so angry that they were going to Sheetz for gas and not their gas stations, that they would lie and say, you know why your car's breaking down? Because you're buying Sheetz gas. Can you imagine? That's crazy. And then there's this whole thing where they were trying to get into the gas industry, where they had a contract with someone else to put in the gas pumps and do all of that jazz. And that didn't work out, and they had to find a way to do it themselves, where they became their own construction workers. They became their own builders. When designing a building for gas, they started to do it themselves. But they figured out a way to build the gas pumps themselves. They eventually, if you're going down the highway, you'll see tanker trucks. And those are Sheetz fleets of trucks. Like, they aren't owned by other contractors or vendors. Those are Sheetz owned and operated tanker trucks. They come up with this mascot, Pop Sheetz. I'm not thinking that was the greatest decision. Pop Sheetz is a scary looking mascot. That was not, I don't know who came up with that one. And then the total customer focus and the MTOs changed virtually everything. They altered the business volume per store. Sheetz was now benefiting from the remarkable convergence of its new mission and the made-to-order MTO model. And they came up with the brainchild of lowering, get this, the price of cigarettes as far down as they could go. And suddenly, cigarette volumes tripled. With the cigarettes and the MTOs in place, we went 3 years in a row where sales per store increased more than 20%. That's unheard of for a retail chain. That's just absolutely unheard of. But that was the growth that we experienced in the early 1990s. The company was firing on every cylinder with all three of its sales leaders in the top form. From gas, food, cigarettes, tobacco. They went off the charts. And in the 1990s, I can vouch for that.
We now interrupt this message to bring you a video of WAP trying Wawa hoagies for the first time while on vacation on the beach in Florida.
Just me and you. Sandy beaches, waves so high. Summer love, let's touch the sky. Dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. The summer days can't be beat.
Okay, this is the Philly cheesesteak. Bread's good. The meat's very toasty. It is. Oh, this is bacon, cheese,
Pickles.
fake turkey
Turkey, bacon, and pickles.
with a dill ranch. They make a pretty good sandwich. That's really good.
Just let it flow. Dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. The summer days can't be beat. Let the music take control. Feel the magic in your soul. Summertime, we're feeling free. Dance with me by the sea. Hey, dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet.
Now, that brings us to this moment where if you've made it this far, I told you I was going to tell you who came out on top. And the number one heavyweight contender is Buc-ee's. I'm sorry, but Buc-ee's is number one. And just like 7-Eleven, Buc-ee's comes out of Texas. And Buc-ee's is on a level, Buc-ee's is in a place where no other convenience gas food store can even come close to. Okay? That's just the nature of the beast. That's just the truth. That's just the reality that's just the reality of the situation. Now, here's the thing. Even if I told you, even if I wanted to tell you which one was better, Sheetz or Wawa's, I could not do that because I grew up a Sheetz freak, right? Born and raised on the west side of the Appalachian Mountains. Not only am I a Sheetz freak, but Sheetz kept me alive in the early 90s in my younger years when I was working hard manual labor jobs like construction and roofing and lawn care. I would go in, not much money in my pocket, and I would get Turner's tea and some hot dogs and a little bit of gas for under $10 to keep me going. Survival of the fittest. I was born and raised on Sheetz. Sheetz is the reason I'm here talking to you today. So for the love of Pennsylvania, for the love of the Commonwealth, why does it have to be the Hatfields and the McCoys? Why does it have to be this heated debate, which really, when it comes down to it, the only reason it's a debate at all is because of regions. Pittsburgh and Philly, East Coast, West Coast. Because in all honesty, okay, if you're going to be honest, they are of the same genetic makeup. They are kissing cousins. They are brothers from another mother. They are sisters from another mister. They have the same DNA, all right? Let's get into the pros and cons, okay? And you'll realize there really aren't that many pros and cons, okay? This rivalry between two iconic franchises, I think, as Pennsylvanians, the Commonwealth of unity between Pennsylvanians, to know that we're just blessed to have both of these franchises, I think is an amazing thing. We can celebrate both of them. But let's get into this, okay? Enough of that. Let's get into this. Okay. You'll find that Wawa's focuses in on the hoagies, the subs, the deli, all right? The cold cut delis. All right, they do have higher quality hoagies. Sheetz doesn't really even get into hoagies that much, all right? And that's what I did sample when I was down in Florida. I went to Wawa's. I got a couple hoagies. Very good, delicious hoagies. I recommend them, okay? Their standard truck stop coffee, like the regular coffee, they both suck, all right? They're both watered down. Just, they're not even, there's no flavor to them. It's basically dirt water, okay? But Wawa's does offer, stands out with some seasonal, like pumpkin spice and peppermint mochas. And I've heard they're pretty good, although I haven't had them. With the drink qualities, from what I've read, Wawa's is hit or miss. Sheetz there's more consistency, and they dominate in things like the strawberry refreshers and the flavor drinks. I would say health-wise, Wawa's is probably a little more healthier because Sheetz leans into the more fried, let's say bar food type menu where you can get some curly fries, some mozzarella sticks, some tater tots. All right, are they good for you? No. Are they delicious? Yes. So there you go. All right. But they both offer fast food style options that really, if you're hungry, you're going to find something to fill you up, and it's pretty good. You can choose your own adventure with the touch screens. There's a lot of varieties when it comes to both. Customer satisfaction, from what I could read up on, what I could find out, is that they have very similar rankings. Wawa had a score of 82. Sheetz was right behind them with a 79, and I bet that fluctuates. You know, I think that they both come in at the same level when it comes to customer satisfaction. Right now, Wawa's has a wider footprint, but does that make them better? You can get into trouble if you grow too fast. But they really are very close in the amount of stores that they have. Now, there was a known data breach. Data breaches are common nowadays. Unfortunately, you can have a data breach at Walmart, Lowe's, Target. But data breach was found in 2019 with Wawa's. Could not find a data breach with Sheetz. But again, Sheetz, it's inevitable. Somewhere along the way, there'll be a data breach with Sheetz as well. So I don't really think that's a con for Wawa's. Now, my wife would tell you cleanliness when it comes to traveling and you need to use the bathroom. I think they're the same. It's hit or miss. The newer, more recent builds are going to be spotless. They're going to be nice, new, and shiny. Some of the older ones and the, let's just say ones that are off the beaten path and like, where the heck are we? They're going to be really disgusting. Hit or miss with both of them. So that's another reason why Buc-ee's has the belt, the championship belt, is they have a 24-hour cleanliness, like cleaner. It's people that clean the bathrooms constantly. Buc-ee's bathrooms are always spotless. You cannot come close to the cleanliness of a bathroom in Buc-ee's. Again, I really think the Wawas and Sheetz debacle is really tied to regions. It's regional. It's East Coast, West Coast. And here's the thing, Yinzers, that's about to change. Because for the longest time, even though Sheetz and Wawas, they have all these stores up and down the East Coast and Ohio and West Virginia or Michigan, wherever, in Pennsylvania, they've always respected each other's territories. But that is now going to change. They're starting to cross over. Where Wawa's is starting to come over to the west, closer to Pittsburgh, and Sheetz is starting to make its way over to, yes, I'm sorry to say, Philadelphia, folks. So it's no longer going to be a regional thing anymore. So, hey, you heard it here first at Yinzology. Yinzers, stretch out your hand. All right? You don't have to do it for hockey or football or any other sports, but for the love of food and family and dairy products and cows. Reach out your hand over to Philly and say, hey, we welcome you, Wawa. And you guys in Philly, stretch out your hand and say, hey, we welcome you, Sheetz. But here's one more reason why I could not give you a unbiased, I would be biased, is because I am, you already know this because we throw in Michael Scott. That's what she said. We throw those in a lot of our videos because I am a huge Office fan, #1 Office fan. And here's the thing, in Scranton, PA, you watched Office episodes, Dwight Schrute. There are rare occasions, I think there are 2. I've only seen 2, maybe 3 quick split-second moments where Dwight Schrute is drinking from a Sheetz coffee mug. I love it. And that is why I could not give you an unbiased opinion. But I don't think I have to, because the fan base is tied to the Commonwealth. Let's bring it together, folks. Let's come together on this and realize that Buc-ee's is the heavyweight champion. There's no doubt about this. There's no doubt about it. So before we end this video, just some honorable mentions. I want to give a shout out more for the Philadelphia area is the Rudder family. All right. I've never been to a Rudder's. But in doing my research, I've heard great things about the Rutter's convenience store, another great Pennsylvania-based family chain that operates about 88 locations and 82 in Pennsylvania, known for their innovation food service, large store formats, commitment to local communities. Very similar to Sheetz and Wawa's, although I've never seen or been into a Rutter's. Comment below. Let me know what you think of Rutter's. But also down here in the South, honorable mentions goes out to a QT. QT is a food, gas, convenience store that tries to come to the level of a Wawa's or a Sheetz. I mean, they're close, but they're just not quite there yet. Except for the fact that Jimmy Two Time and I were in a QT once, and we saw this robot, this little Star Wars looking robot, zooming around, washing the floors. All right. And the thing was talking to us. He's like, excuse me, I am washing the floors. Hi, welcome to QT. And he knew, like, that robot knew I was there. And I was like, this gets a shout out and honorable mentions because Sheetz and Wawas do not have. I have yet to see a Star Wars looking, Star Trek looking robot. But AI is coming, folks, and they're washing your floors. So until next time, I'm Double AP, and take it from me, let's come together on this. No more debates. All right? Do not argue in the comments. We want you to comment. We want you to like this video, share this video, click the bell, get notified of our new videos. And then, if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. All right? Jimmy Two Time and I, we have a goal. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. All right. I know that's not a lot, but that for us, that's a lot. Until next time, I'm Double AP, and I'm out.